I think my mailman done dropped something off. I know I ordered some stuff from Amazon, but anyway, hey, I didn't feel like getting dressed. At least not right now. I got something on underneath because I didn't want to see my clee, you know. But this story, I ain't gonna lie, I got a problem with it. I got a real huge problem with it. Now, it might not be the problem that y'all think. You wait, I'll tell you later why I have a problem with it. But I've heard about it, but I wanted to see more what it's about. So let's watch.
I know we've all seen this video of this dad taking his son to prom, and we can all agree the dad didn't crack one smile, meaning that he doesn't agree with his son's viewpoints, but he is gonna still be there for his son, and I respect that. Now, obviously, this is none of my business. People can do whatever they want to do, but what I want to talk about is the comment section, because this is one of the posts where you go straight to the comments, because you know the people interacting with the video is gonna make the video 10 times better. I open the comments, the first thing I see is people genuinely asking, is the son supposed to be in the room with us? I'm still looking for the son. And then after that, you have people talking about I ain't taking that boy nowhere. And then on top of that, you'll see some random comment with about 10,000 likes talking about it's giving masculine and feminine. Be fucking for real, that don't even make sense, bro. Yeah, it's cool to support and all, but don't say some stupid shit when you're trying to support, because then you're just forcing it at that point. And then last but not least, you'll see a group of Jamaicans unite under any post about this topic, talking about this could never slide a yard. Or they'll just simply say, fire for that, lightning, brother, lightning.
Well, purple is a royal color. I will say that. I said I was going to express to y'all what my problem is. You know what my problem is? Back in 2020, there was something that was called the vid, a pandemic, and my baby boy was supposed to have a prom, was supposed to have a graduation, and none of that happened. My son was part of that awful 2020 class. He ain't had no prom. He ain't had no graduation. So that's why I have a problem with it. No, the prom thing is more personal, but that's my problem. So you see, y'all was being messy. Y'all thought that I was talking against that baby. I ain't talking against that baby. I feel that daddy did what he needed to do. It looks like it was a custom-made outfit. That outfit together probably cost way more than anything I got on right now. So I ain't mad at that pappy going to the prom with that baby boy and protecting his son. It's different. You have fathers who will take their daughters to the prom, but that was real bold of that father to do what he did. I have no complaints about what he did. My only complaint was that my son didn't get a chance to go to the damn prom back in 2020 because we weren't protected the way we were supposed to be. So now my son get ready to graduate from college soon and never went to a prom. Shit.
Anyone seen the video of the young man that was gay, dressed up in a purple prom tuxedo / looked like it could have been kind of like a long dress? But first of all, let me say that was a beautiful suit. I don't know what kind of outfit it was, but it was good. It was beautiful. It was over the top. They really did a good job with that. But as always, when you go look in the comments, here comes all the hate. And let me tell you where the hate came from. This young man was gay, and his daddy decided to take his son to prom. And I think, in my heart, that must have took a lot of courage for his dad, because at the end of the day, I know how a man must feel about that. Everybody's so busy criticizing and talking about what they wouldn't do as a dad. First of all, half y'all ain't in y'all kids' life anyway.
Facts. Because some of these pappies ain't even in their kid life. They drop a seed and they keep it moving. Half of y'all ain't even in y'all son's life. So shut that up. And a lot of y'all y'all aren't even old enough. Y'all don't even have kids. So how do you know what you will and won't do as a parent? if you have a child, there's a lot of things that you find, you said that you'll never do. Like me, when I was in my early 20s, I said I would never have kids. Never. Because I said I could never see a big head come out of a little hole. I got two, a son and a daughter. So if you ain't no parent, you have no right to make any type of comment as to what you will and won't do as a parent. You'll do whatever you can to protect your son or your daughter, no matter what they are, as long as they're not committing a crime against themselves or someone else. There was nothing wrong with that father doing what he did. They looked nice. His baby boy's hair was flowing, baby. I'm like, I need to know who did that wig, who did that outfit. His waist was snatched. I don't know if he goes by he, her, they. I don't know, but I'm going to keep it safe. Their waist was snatched. The train was was velvet. Hopefully it wasn't too hot. And I'm hoping that they had a really good time. Like I said, I'm still hot about my damn son didn't get a chance to go to no fucking prom. So mad about that.
I want to say, have you been in the son life anyway? Let's get that straight off the rip. Second of all, I can understand why his dad took him to the prom, meaning that all this different kind of stuff happened to gay people and stuff. People are not so nice to them sometimes. So I looked at the way his dad was looking at him and stuff, like he didn't play by his son. So he basically probably wanted to take him to the prom to make sure that nobody messed with him. It's been a lot of stuff going on lately, and black young men have to be very careful, especially when you live in that type of lifestyle. But those hate comments just took me over the top. We are our own worst enemies. I promise you that. Nobody thought of the simple fact that was a big thing of his dad to do, to actually take him to the prom to make sure he was safe or whatever. All you saw was what men said they wouldn't do, what they wouldn't do. Half y'all don't pay child support. Half y'all don't support the mothers. Half y'all don't give no money up. Half y'all ain't at the games. Half y'all ain't buying a uniform, and I can go on and on and on. Half y'all ain't under the same roof. Half y'all don't know what's going on with the child. Half y'all ain't there when they're sick. The mama in the nurse in the emergency room with the kids, and on and on and on. So how dare y'all? The audacity of y'all.
Right, mamas don't get sick days. When you're a mama, you don't get no sick days. Them pappies think they could just drop the seed and leave. That's not how that go. Like she said, half of y'all don't do none of that. Plus some. It's a long list. So again, if you're not a parent and you never know what you'll do for your child. You never know. So I count that man as being admirable, honorable for what he did. Nobody don't have the nuts and the balls to do that.
To downrate this young man and his father, because his father thought enough of him to take him to the prom. That's a stand-up guy. I promise you that. And daddy was dressed too. So I don't care what you say. I said what I said, and I commend that young man, because at least we know what side of the fence he on. Has anybody looked at the DL on this TikTok app lately? I done heard conversations. I done heard all kind of stuff with these men on the DL. At least that young man is comfortable in his own skin, and I commend his mom and dad, because when I tell you that suit was hidden, that suit was nice. It was beautiful. It was elegant. His makeup was flawless. So everybody got their own opinion. But like I said, big ups to the dad. Big ups to the dad, because he wanted to make sure his son was safe. And they look nice. They look really nice. How dare y'all in these comments? Like I said, we our own enemies.
I just came across a video on Twitter of one of the gays going to prom, and their dad had took them to prom, and they started crying in the video or whatnot, which, it was real sweet to me. Leave it up to a heterosexual man to get on Twitter and retweet that video and say, I'd rather die. And I'm just here to let you know that we would rather you do that too.
Right.
We would rather all of y'all just do that too.
R.I.P.
Because we not even fucking with y'all. We not even bothering y'all. We are literally living our own fucking life. We not even bothering y'all. This man went and took one of his children to prom to support him. And you took it upon yourself to get on social media, look at someone else's situation, and put yourself in their shoes. Sir, all I can really hope for is you to have a son and your son to turn out to be gay so you can go ahead and do what you say you rather do. And everybody else that rather die than support their children or love their children and love their children for whoever they are, I would rather y'all go ahead and go and speed up the process and go have you a child. Have about 5 of them so we know at least one of them gay, so you can go ahead and speed up the process and go ahead and make your exit anyways.
Stop judging your kids, guys. That's why stuff happens, because y'all always too busy judging your kids. That man love his son regardless of anybody's opinion. So I saw this video of this man. He has a son that is gay. He decided to dress up like a female with nails and a long dress and a purple
It was
top that looked
androgynous.
like a button, not a button up, like a tuxedo. So back then, him and his dad had problems to where they got into it all the time because of his identity. So he didn't know that his dad was going to open up to
Oh,
him
wow.
and actually decided to take him to prom.
Mm.
It touched his heart. He cried, guys. He cried, and it is a good thing. But people have a lot of opinions talking about, I wouldn't go to prom with my son like that, or wouldn't something like that. No, at the end of the day, you should love your kids how they are, okay? And that's just period. Like, it's beautiful because he didn't expect his dad to be there.
I just watched this video of this father taking his son to prom, and like, I ain't the type of person that formulate opinions on shit as soon as I see it. Like, sometimes I gotta sit and think on shit
Right.
to formulate an opinion on it, right? Cause like initially in my head it's like, that's dope as hell that the father showed up for his son, took him to prom, this, that, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he showed up for his kid. That's hats off to you, dude. But at the same time, if I have a son, I feel like it's my job to raise my son to be a man. In the same way that if I have a daughter, it's my job to raise my daughter to be a woman, along with the help of her mother, right? So it's like, if my son is raised to be a woman, am I supposed to support that? In the same sense, if my son is raised to be a delinquent, a stoner, whatever the fuck he want to be, am I supposed to just support him in whatever he do, or am I supposed to be like, nah, son, this why I see you? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
For everybody flipping.
I respect that young man's opinion. I really do. I mean, he supports it, but then, you have to figure out what happened in the raising. It's a debate of whether or not a person is born gay or they turn gay. Who knows? But I respect him. I respect exactly how he feels, and it's meant for a mom to stand in and do what she need to do for her daughter. Same thing for the father. Who knows why that baby is the way he is, but he's a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Out on that man who took his son to prom. I got a different take on it, and this is for Gen X. Gen X, did all of you go to prom? I went to prom. But I know a lot of folks that didn't go to prom. And I appreciate that man for taking his son to prom. But what if the father himself, not on nothing weird, what if the father himself wanted to know what a prom was like?
Thank you.
I know a lot of adults did not get the chance to go to a prom. On top of him being there for his son, protecting his son, and making sure his son was safe that whole night, what if it was about he never got to go to prom and he wanted to experience that too? Not on nothing weird, just as an experience. What if the father never went to prom? And he thought it would be a cool experience to see what prom was like, to see something that he missed out on.
How about that? Say that, sis. What if the father never went to prom and this was his time to go ahead and enjoy his time, have his prom night? Nothing, like she said, nothing weird, nothing out of the box, just to have an experience of going to the prom, dressing up, looking nice, and going to the prom. I never thought about it like that. That's a good idea. Like I said, my son didn't have a chance to go. We went shopping, had the limousine ready, had a custom-made suit, all of that. And they had to cancel it because we was in the midst of what I said. So hopefully my son will have that chance to go to a prom because he didn't go. He didn't have a chance to go. So, yeah. I think it's sad how people talking about they would rather die than to support their child. Well, get ready, baby, because the graveyard is full of them. There's a lot of men who, like she said earlier, about being in DLs and doing this stuff in secret. I say that the LGBTQIA community is very bold. They are very fearless, and a lot of them I really do admire because a lot of them are able and will live their lives out loud, no matter what you think and how you feel. They're bold, and that young man was very bold. So bravo to that pappy and his son. Hopefully they had a good time. And the man who said he would rather be dead, R.I.P. money, R.I.P.